In November 1963, Jamaat-e-Islami, under the guidance of Molana Maududi, launched a nationwide movement demanding important changes in the Constitution of Pakistan. The government decided to ban the Jamaat on January 6, 1964, and the members of its Central Advisory Council, the Majlis-e-Shura, along with Molana Maududi, were put behind bars. This was his third imprisonment. The action was challenged in the court of law. The Supreme Court of Pakistan invalidated the ban on Jamaat-e-Islami. On October 9, 1964, Molana Maududi and his companions were released from their illegal detention. New elections were announced. All opposition parties jointly supported Ms. Fatma Jinnah as a candidate for presidency against the dictator Ayub Khan.
When there was no one except Ms. Fatma Jinnah to contest the polls, Molana Maududi made this landmark decision that a woman can contest the presidential elections. It was a great political and ijtihadi or reinterpretative decision that he took to promote democracy in the country.
Jamaat-e-Islami played a key role in the election campaign of Mother of the Nation, Ms. Fatma Jinnah. Molana Maududi, despite his old age, visited the width and breadth of the country to mobilize public opinion in her favor.
When Ms. Jinnah came to Lahore, I and my mother went to meet her, and I worked for her as a political worker for some time.
Molana's reasoning during the campaign is as relevant today as it was at that time. He had said, Ayub's only strength is that he is a male, and Fatma Jinnah's only weakness is that she is a female.
The presidential elections were held on January 2nd, 1965. The administrative machinery fully supported the dictator, smothering the light of democracy. Pakistan and India went to war in September. All the opposition leaders, including Molana Maududi, assured the government of their all-out support.
At the moment, we are at a critical juncture, and it would be inappropriate if we express any difference of opinion between the rulers and the people of Pakistan.
Rulers of the time opened the doors of Radio Pakistan, which had been closed on him for 17 years. He got 5 speeches recorded at Radio Pakistan, Lahore, and informed the people about the importance of jihad and their obligations. Khilafat-o-Malukiyat was a landmark work that was published in the latter years.
When he was writing this book, he never gave a thought to its political implications or to its repercussions on the future of Jamaat-e-Islami. He was not bothered if he would alienate any group of people or win the favor of some other groups. He wrote down the truth, whole and pure. I understand that he held himself answerable only to Allah as he impartially analyzed a particular chapter in Islam's history, explaining how the noble institution of caliphate completely transformed into monarchy soon after the early caliphate.
As his health deteriorated, Molana Maududi took a year's leave from his office as the Amir of Jamaat-e-Islami in 1968. He flew to London on August 23rd. In London, despite his illness, he took out some time to speak on the subject of Western nations and Islam at a conference attended by a large number of intellectuals, Muslims as well as non-Muslims.
I would like to draw your attention to an important fact. Living in these countries gives you the opportunity to make Islam dominant. It also exposes you to the threat of getting dominated. Even if you could resist Western domination, your future generations face this threat. If you do not arrange to educate yourself and your children, Islam will erode from the heart of your next generation. And by the third generation, they would not even recall if they had been Muslims or even that they were born in a Muslim family.
On arrival back in Pakistan on September 29th, he witnessed a crucial struggle against dictatorship. Public meetings, processions, strikes had become the routine. Negotiations between President Ayub Khan and the opposition began on March 10th, 1969. Molana Maududi was among the few negotiators who tried to mediate and resolve the crisis. Ayub Khan ultimately stepped down as president on March 25th, 1969. In September the same year, Molana Maududi participated as an observer in the founding session of the Organization of Islamic Conference in Rabat, the capital of Morocco. He performed his life's last Umrah. The country was going through the worst crisis of its history. Foreign forces had their eyes fixed on East Pakistan. In a countrywide show of unity among all the Islamic forces, Molana Maududi announced the observance of the Day of Islam's Glory on May 31st, 1970. It was a magnificent show of strength. The first general polls in Pakistan were held on December 7th, 1970.
If you elect power-hungry people having no regard for the constitution, this country shall not get a proper constitution, and in such a case, it won't take long for the country to break into pieces, and once disintegrated, no portion will be able to retain its sovereignty. The prophecy proved to be true.
With the fall of Dhaka on December 16th, 1971, East Pakistan broke away from Pakistan. Tafheem al-Quran is recognized as the masterpiece of Molana Maududi. It was a labor of love that took him 30 years and 4 months to complete. The Quran is the most read book in the world, and the Tafheem is the most read commentary on the Quran.
Like his standpoints on the basis of which Molana had launched his movement, the Tafheem too binds his movement to the Quran. It is a source of strength and reason to the movement for the educated young generation. It is the only source for understanding the Quran.
Written at a time when Urdu did not have as rich a vocabulary as it has now, Tafheem al-Quran is certainly a unique work. I haven't seen any other commentary on the Quran which explains Islam in a manner at once so simple, clear, practical and closer to life.
In the foreword, Molana Maududi has fully illustrated how one can best understand the Quran. Even the foreword happens to be a masterpiece. It is glorious and has a fabulous appeal that is eternal. Its meanings, expressions and connotations will get more and more appealing in this new century.
Molana Maududi has explained to the masses and ingrained in their minds the live message of the Quran and Sunnah in the simplest and most easily understandable words. It has inspired the educated people in particular.